At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data.
And we are back. This is WOMMLP Burlington 105.9 FM, The Radiator. I'm Sophie, and this is Rocket Shop. With me now, I have Troy Millette. Hey, Troy. Hello. How are you this evening?
Excellent. Thank you guys so much for having me. This is the funkiest little space I've ever been in. I love it.
Sweet. Thank you for coming in. We are happy to be here. So let's have a brief introduction.
Sure.
You are a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I'm from Fairfax, Vermont, which is like 20 minutes north of civilization. I've been singing and playing around for a few years now, since like 2009. And I write songs and I steal other people's songs and cover those and kind of do that whole Burlington thing.
Cool. Good stuff. So I think you have some upcoming shows.
Yeah, we are. I'm super excited. I play with a fiddle player. His name's Dylan Gombis.
Sweet.
He's invisible here tonight, but
I see him.
he wished he was here. He's from so if I'm like 20 miles south of anywhere, he's like 50 miles north of anywhere. Like he's from Peacham, so
I don't
it's like
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know if it's a real place. It's like a Tolkien dystopian augmented reality.
This sounds fun.
But yeah, we're playing Waking Windows on Saturday. We're the headlining band, I guess, if you will, at McKee's to end the night on Saturday, which we're super pumped about. We've never played Waking Windows before, which is every year it just kind of like slips through our fingers. So super pumped to do that, and then just getting the summer shows rolling and doing a show in Guilford, New Hampshire with the Counting Crows. Just trying to do what we can. So
sweet. And for those of you who don't know, Waking Windows is happening this weekend in Winooski. I believe it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, 3 days this year, which is crazy.
Wild. But he's going to be playing Saturday night at, one more time?
McKee's. Yeah, right behind the Rotary stage. So
right behind the Rotary stage.
Yeah, should be awesome.
Stuff. So I come see you live. What can I expect to see? You, fiddle player?
Yeah, we're actually, our buddy Connor Vandegrift is going to be playing some percussion with us, and we're just going to try to have a good time. We have an EP coming out hopefully this summer, and we're going to plow through those songs and kind of do some fun covers. I'm all about the mashups, so we just kind of see what we can make happen and hopefully have a good time. It's no one's ever had a boring night at McKee's, if we're being honest. Like, we're set up for success here. Yeah, exactly. That was the 30-second infomercial, actually. That's the only reason I'm here.
Sweet. Well, before we go any further, I would love to hear your sound and your song. Do you want to play something for us? He's here live with his guitar.
Yes. So this is a song that's going to be on the EP. It's called Runaways. It goes like this.
There's a lightning storm beneath her folded arms. Her ribcage might cave in. Got a thunderous scowl out on the prowl. She is stuck staying in. This whole town knows what he's all about, breaking it down just for fun. If she had the money, she'd move to the country, leave him and all that he's done. Sometimes you gotta run away, make some time for the getaway. Stack boxes in a brand new basement for you too complacent. Sometimes you gotta run away, turn your back on your yesterday. Get gone before it all goes wrong. Match the price that you pay when you're sure that there's a better place. Yeah, sometimes you wanna run away. Run away. Well, her pride and joy is a blonde-haired boy. His life sounds just like ours, raising him up to be humble and tough. That's the life he deserves. Not sometimes wonders if she was right. Deep inside, man, she knows what's best for them both. It's a life of their own, knows what it's like to be loved. Sometimes you gotta run away, turn your back on the getaway. Stack boxes in a brand new basement for you too complacent. Sometimes you gotta run away, pack your bags for a different state. Get gone before it all goes wrong, match the price that you pay. If you're sure that there's a better way, sometimes you gotta run away. Run away, run away, run away. Well, it's 3 a.m. again. Your walls start caving in. Today feels harder than the last one. Put on a brand new face, full of fire, raised from grace. You could win still if you lose some. I'm right there if you need someone to run away, run away, run away. There's a lightning storm beneath her folded arms, her rib cage might cave in.
Great. Thank you so much. So again,
Thank
this was
you, guys.
Troy Millette. Do you want to say the name of your song one more time?
Yeah, that was called Runaway. So,
Sweet.
yeah, I say it like 50 times in the
Yeah,
song.
just-
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, pretty soft title.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
would have guessed that one, but
It would have been a good guess. That should be a game on the show.
what's the title of my song?
Right.
So tell me a little more about yourself. When did you start playing? When did you start singing? How'd you get into all of this?
So when I was a kid, I thought I was Elvis. Not like I wanted to be Elvis. I was just like, yeah, this
You were
is
like,
this
I
is what I
am.
am. And so my mom and my grandma sewed me this like cheesy like white sequin jumpsuit, and like for 5 years of my life, I just ran around like no one saw Troy. It was just Elvis all the time, 24/7.
I assume you still wear that when you're performing. right?
Absolutely,
Okay.
all the sequins.
Is that
It's
right?
like it's a cross between Kiss, Elton John, and Elvis now.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know if I've worn anything besides jeans and a t-shirt in like 20 years. So, but yeah, so I started singing when I was really little, and I really loved that. And I was kind of a lazy instrumentalist. I just like never put the effort into. I tried like a bunch of times, piano and guitar, and just like set it down. When I was a freshman in high school, I was given the choice between Art 101 or beginning guitar. And I could never be a graffiti artist. Like I never have to worry about getting in trouble for vandalizing. My stick figures don't even look like stick figures. So I was like, well, I guess I'm playing guitar now. And I just kind of fell into it and fell in love with it, and just been doing this ever since.
Good stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So what else? You said you're playing with Counting Crows.
Yeah.
coming up?
We so August 18th, we're going to Guilford, New Hampshire to play with Counting Crows and Live, which is Counting Crows are one of my favorite bands ever. So it's kind of a shock to get that email that we get to go down and share a bill with them. We played in Guilford last year at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion, the same venue, with Rick Springfield and Richard Marks. So Dylan and I just love soccer moms, so we want to open for all the 80s and 90s bands. So we're super pumped for that.
Sweet, good stuff. So Counting Crows, would you say they're like one of your musical inspirations?
Oh,
then?
definitely. It's weird because I fell in love with them like last summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they were an inspiration without really understanding that they were an inspiration. It's just I'm really into that like Matchbox 20, Third Eye Blind,
Cool.
kind of like 90s soft rock.
90s
And
soft rock.
exactly. And it's
Yeah.
like, beyond Shrek, I was like not so familiar with Counting Crows. But I saw them live with Matchbox 20 last year, and it just like took over my brain. I just couldn't think about anything else. I just did all the Counting Crows covers. We did a residency at Nectar's, and the last night was a Counting Crows cover night, which was just like totally out of the blue. The next day, we got that email about playing with
good
them. So
coincidence.
yeah, it was like the universe just aligned, and Adam Duritz's dreads were standing on end, and now we get to go play with the Counting Crows.
Very happy for you. I'm
Yes.
sure that's kind of a dream come true.
Absolutely, we
That's
can't wait.
awesome. So glad to hear it. So again, Troy Millette is going to be playing at Waking Windows this weekend if you want to see him more local. Otherwise, head out to New Hampshire to see
Yeah.
him with Counting Crows. Sounds like a good time. So what else? You said you have an EP that you're hoping to get out this summer?
Yeah, so I've been like wallowing in this self-doubt of releasing music since like 2009. So we've kind of become like the Chinese democracy, Guns N' Roses, like this is the EP, or like, and then it doesn't happen. And it's like people are like, these guys have never even seen a studio. Like this guy's never sang into a mic. So we started working with Chris Hawthorne from Barica over on Cherry Street.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so and Chris is kind of this like, he's like this gentle, soft guy, but he's like, so man, like, you wasted my time? You gonna put out some music or what? So I wrote this little acoustic song called Ghosts, and I played it for Chris, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. And we did a solo. He did a little accompaniment, and I played a solo version. He's like, you're putting that out like soon, and I'm like, yeah, like when the album's ready. He's like, no, like that's like we're doing it. So he kind of I guess bullied is a harsh word, but he like, if I was a baby bird, he kind of like threw me out of the nest. And there was no pavement around or anything. Like it was all grass. But so, yeah, on Friday, my first single is coming out. It's called Ghosts, parentheses of what we used to be. I'm super excited to hear what people think. It's just kind of a simple acoustic thing. And I can't wait for people to hear the full version with Dylan on the EP.
Very good stuff. So the songwriting process for you, is that mostly you? Are you writing with Dylan at all?
So we went to St. Mike's together. And we didn't go to class a lot. I know I hope my mom's not listening. But it was money well spent. So we write together a lot. I think so melody and lyrics kind of start here, and I do a lot of writing like humming in the car, or like I'm kind of fidgety, and that extends to my vocal cords. Like I just like sing random stuff. Like I can't listen to the radio in the car. I just like sing over it. So I do a lot of the writing that way, and then I bring the songs to him, and they often take a totally different direction once he adds those like sweet fiddle fills.
Oh yeah.
So so I'd say it's pretty even, but in very different ways. Cool. I'd say it's like a shell of a song. I bring mostly completed songs to him, and then they take a whole nother shape once he's on them.
Brings it to the next level.
Absolutely.
Nice, good stuff. So you primarily said you started as a vocalist. You're into singing, correct?
Yeah, so I think I just didn't know that I was also into like, because to me it's like if I just sang in the Prince tribute with Craig Mitchell at Higher Ground, which was
cool.
like, I didn't know what I was getting into, but that was a wild evening. I don't know what to do with my hands if I'm not holding a guitar. Like people posted videos, I was like, I did not do that, but I did. That's exactly what was happening. So so I'd say it's just kind of the package deal for me. That's like one feeds the other. So
sweet, awesome stuff. Well, I would love to hear another one if you're down for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do Ghosts. Let's do the
live.
While we're
talking about it.
The live in studio version. Yeah.
Live happening now and being released
on
May 4th.
Star Wars Day.
Star Wars Day.
The song's been done for the song's been done for weeks, and I was like, all right, like April 28th, and I'm like, like 7 more days. When you have Han Solo on your side, it's got to be a success.
It can't go wrong.
Exactly.
It can't go wrong. All right, with that, let us hear it. This is Ghosts with Troy Millette.
When I was younger, I thought I'd live forever in the shade of all I had to give. I grew older, began to see so much more to life than the love I had in me. When I die, what's waiting on the other side for me? A little laughter, the ghost of what we used to be. A soft enchantress, the purest type, kind of woman most men search for all their lives. I let her go into that great unknown, out in the cold, never coming home. When I die, what's waiting on the other side for me? a sweet serenity, the ghost of what we used to be. I took up drinking and smoking too, talked a lot, but man, I never had a clue. Let myself go into that great unknown, out in the cold. I guess this is my home. When I die, what's waiting on the other side for me? A little peace, the ghost of what we used to be. When I die, what's waiting on the other side for me? A little of everything, the ghost of what we used to be.
Great. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Again, that was Troy Millette. The song was called Ghosts. And if you want to hear the studio version featuring some fiddle,
Yeah, some keyboards, some cello, all that good
all
stuff.
all the good stuff. And listen to it. And where will I find that?
It'll be on Spotify and iTunes, and you can steal it. I will never know. Just listen to it. I don't.
We have Troy's permission to steal it.
Right? Yeah. I mean, every musician in Burlington right now is like, "What the hell, man?" Like, I've been fighting the good fight for 15 years, so people wouldn't do that. But I'd love if you buy it, but I'd also like if you stole it and liked it. So.
Sweet. Either way, steal it or buy it, which is the preference.
Yes.
Definitely the preference. Then tune in. So Troy, you're a singer-songwriter. Would you want to talk a little bit about what inspires your music, your songwriting?
So I came to this odd realization last year. We were getting ready to do the Rick Springfield show and the Grace Potter show, which Dylan and I don't really rehearse. We were kind of thrown into this. Again, I'm like just ticking off all the musicians in town. That we just kind of were thrown into this. We were taking a music journalism class, and the professor gave us this insanely long reading assignment. And he's like, "All right, like to make it more bearable, Troy and Dylan will play a song on Monday." And I didn't even know that his name was Dylan, and I'd sat next to him for like this whole semester. And I told Bill was his name, Bill Ellis, and he's like, "Oh, well, now you guys have to play." So we learned "Bad Blood" by Taylor Swift, and we didn't do the reading assignment. And we played class. We played for the class, and I was like, "I'm playing the Monkey House tonight, and you're coming." And he's like, "Oh yeah, man, I'll see." And I was like, "No, like I put you on Facebook this morning, like you're on the poster and you're coming." So we did that. And so we got to this weird point where we actually had to like rehearse, like, okay, we have 45 minutes or we have 25 minutes, and like we actually need to time this out and figure out what we're gonna play. And I realized that all my songs are about the same girl. Like there's eras of music, and it's just like one girl or the next, and then it's like me faking that I write about other things in between. But the songs we play are all these like hokey love songs or like love gone wrong songs. So I guess that's kind of the inspiration as a whole. 90% like me messing up relationships, and 10% me trying to write things that aren't about me messing up relationships.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, it's good,
Good stuff. All right. So we're playing Waking Windows this weekend. We got Counting Crow show coming up in August in New Hampshire. What's the date of that again?
August 18th.
August 18th. Cool. And we got the EP coming out on
The single Friday, the EP soon.
Oh, EP soon.
Yes.
Single Friday.
Yes, absolutely.
Single Friday, EP soon. All right. Good stuff.
Cool.
So, Troy.
Yeah. I looked so deeply into your eyes right then. I was like so ready for this like hard-hitting question.
A really intense question. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I made it way worse.
No, we're good. Just lost it for a second there. We're good. Single coming. So what's your favorite part about playing music, playing live?
I think, yeah, exactly. I love playing live as a whole. It's just so much fun to, you get so much energy from people giving back to you. And it's like every show is different. It's like we can play these songs the same way 100 times, and it's like that's fine. But when you go out and you throw them in front of people and see how they react to them, that's the best part for sure every day.
You do a lot of cover songs, some as well. Do you have any like go-to favorite cover songs?
Oh yeah. I do this acoustic Whitney Houston cover, which is like
Ooh.
my favorite part of every set. And Dylan's always like, "Man, like we should think about cutting that Whitney song." And I'm
you're
just
like, "No,
there's no band without Whitney, dude. Like
No band without Whitney.
right, exactly. And
That's album name?
yeah, there's no band without Whitney. I like it. Consider that stolen.
You can have it. It's yours. So besides that, do you think the audience, do you kind of do like a mix of cover songs and your original songs when you play?
Yeah, so we it's pretty close to 50-50.
50-50?
It's funny because it depending on the night, it's always the song we end with. If we end with an original, that's what people want to talk about after. Or if we end with the cover, that's the shining focal point for people. It's kind of I went through this phase where I was like super offended if people like came up and they're like, "We really like your covers." I'm like, "Oh, you think my songs aren't good enough?" Like, and of course I'm like act tough, but I'm really not. So I was just like, "Oh, thanks so much," and then I cried the whole way home. But it's just like music like just reaches people in different ways, I think.
Sure.
It's like if you're feeling Mr. Jones, man, you don't want to hear Ghosts. It's just like, and I totally get that myself because like I love every band for 45 minutes. It's the people I can listen to for another 45 minutes after that.
Definitely.
That's like, so it's everybody's different, to each their own. So I love playing them both equally.
Good stuff. So as you kind of like come out with your EP and stuff, do you see yourself transitioning more to original music, or do you really like the cover song kind of vibe as well? Keep it 50-50?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be 50-50 forever. I think once the EP's out, I think we're definitely gonna want to ride the wave with those for a little bit. And then of course it's like I've been putting off this first record for so long that now we're like looking toward the second one, and Chris is like, "Please focus, like just like 5 songs, let's just do it." I think I'm constantly writing, and we're constantly. Dylan just has this like uncanny. It takes me like weeks to learn a song. Like, you want me to play A minor and D minor in the same progression? Like, I need a month. But he's just like, I play him a song. I'm like, "Hey, I was like thinking about writing this yesterday." He's like, "Yeah, that's great. You want to play it today?" And I'm like, "Okay." And he just finds the key, and he just sits right there. It's like I'm constantly writing, and like we love to push out the new material. And that's also the quickest way to see if people enjoy it or not. One time we had a bad response to a cover song, and it's a great story. I'll just share it because So we did this Nectar's residency. The one I was talking about with the Counting Crows, we did Tuesday nights last year, like a bunch of them, almost all of them, through the whole year. And one night we were playing, and we were like feeling the original stuff. Like none of my songs should be jammy, but we did a jammy version of a song called Magnolias, and like just the crowd was digging the original stuff. And so we see this small elfish man walk in, and we're like, "Oh my God, that's Mike Gordon." And so Dylan's like, "Hey, we should play Farmhouse." I'm like, "Nope." And he's like, "Come on, do it." I'm like, "Nope." So we play a couple more songs, and this nice guy from New Jersey brings me some drinks, and we, a couple more songs. And Dylan's like, "Dude, play Farmhouse." I'm like, "Nope." A couple more drinks, couple more songs, like, "Play Farmhouse." And you're like, "Yeah, we should." So we play Farmhouse, and like being Burlington, everybody goes nuts and like loves it. And it goes well, and we finish the set with a couple more of our tunes and a little mashup. And we're standing by the bar after, and Mike Gordon starts walking towards us, and we're like, "Oh my God, like it's Mike Gordon." And he walks up to us, he's like, "Hey guys, I really enjoyed your set. Thanks for playing Farmhouse." And like this wave of relief just like washed over me. I'm like, "Oh man, I'm so glad you liked it." And he stared deep into my soul, and he said, "I didn't say I liked it." So that was he told us lots of other very nice things that he did enjoy, but that was not one of them. So we've retired Farmhouse since, but
sounds like a memorable experience.
That story's worth it.
Oh, for sure. That's definitely worth it.
So, yeah. So Nectar's, the fish covers. Keep them to yourself. Word of advice.
Certainly a bold move.
Yeah.
At least you went for it.
Yeah, I guess if that's what we're going for.
It happened, so at least you're embracing it.
In Guilford, we're just going to sound check with a mashup of Mr. Jones and A Long December for the whole hour sound check and see how well that goes over.
Gotta take risks.
Right, exactly. Risk it to get the biscuit.
Sounds good to me. All right, so tell me, one more time, what do we have to look forward to, Troy Millette?
So we got a single coming out on Friday. It's called Ghosts, iTunes, Spotify, wherever people steal music. I don't know. We got Counting Crows, August 18th. Waking Windows. I don't know if I said that. We have a website and all the social media. We could be social media friends. It'll be adorable.
Sounds adorable.
Yeah, like Twitter, like I just got into the Twitter thing again.
How's that going for you?
Yeah, I tried it for a while, but not on a computer, just like following people in the streets and yelling out updates randomly. I got like 6 followers, 3 of them were cops. And so now I'm back on the social media grind. I'm back. But we got Twitter, it's at Millette Music, Instagram at Millette Music, Facebook, and then the website is Troy Millette Music.
TroyMilletteMusic.com?
.com, yeah. We paid the big money for the domain.
The big
So
money. Sweet. All right. So be sure to listen to Troy Millette's new song coming out this Friday. Catch him at Waking Windows this Saturday. You can have a very Troy Millette weekend.
yes, absolutely.
Very Troy Millette weekend. All right. And anything else that you want to share with listeners before we play out?
I think I'm good. I could talk all night, so it's one of those deals. You got to stop me now. Have you ever seen The Wedding Singer? It's just like that. I have a microphone and you don't, and you listen to every word I have to say.
All right. So again, this is WOMLP, The Radiator. This is Rocket Shop. I'm Sophie here with Troy Millette. And what are you going to finish us out with tonight, Troy?
So this is a song about Dylan and I having a great St. Mike's night and kind of getting in a little wrestling match. So this is a song about all the people you kind of meet and how they affect you. This song is called Brothers.
That place where I grew up, just a little bit louder now. There's traffic lights, double yellow lines, run straight through that town. The old corner store where we go when we're bored by beer underage still stands tried and true, just like me and you. Some things they don't ever change. We are brothers, we're not the same. Built to love and trust, to fight and cuss, to all die in a brothers, we're not the same. Built to love and trust, fight and cuss, to all die in a. I still remember that time, inside the girl's old house. I got in your face one too many times, you knocked my drunk ass out. We ran from the cops, so we just laughed it off. That's the way we are. Go out raising hell, you know I'll never tell. Oh man, we come so far. We are brothers, we're not the same. Built to love and trust, to fight and cuss, to all die in a. Brothers, we're not the same. Built to love and trust, to fight and cuss, to all die in a. Brothers, we are brothers, we are brothers.